Morning students, welcome to online class. Today we are going to study about one disease from chapter 15, human diseases. The name of the disease is malaria. Malaria is one of the most infectious diseases caused by protozoan parasite of the genus Plasmodium. What is protozoan parasite, or what are protozoan parasites? Protozoan parasites are small single-celled organisms that invade in the cells or tissue of other organisms called host and survive, and they belong to the kingdom Protista. The most serious forms of the disease, malaria, are caused by species Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax. These human pathogenic Plasmodium species, that means those Plasmodium species that cause disease to human, are referred to as malarial parasite. Now, all the malarial parasites are not transmitted by all mosquitoes. Those malarial parasites are transmitted to our body only by female mosquitoes called Anopheles. The parasites, once they enter in our body, multiply within the blood cells, causing different kinds of malarial symptoms. Now let us go to the symptoms of malaria. Some of the symptoms of malaria are fever, shivering, joint pain, vomiting, tingling in the skin, particularly with the malaria caused by B. falciparum. Another symptom is convulsions. What is convulsion? Convulsion is a condition where the body muscles contract and relax rapidly and repeatedly, resulting in uncontrolled action of the body. Okay. You can see the picture in the right hand side. Okay, a girl showing convulsion. Here, the girl will start shaking her body in uncontrolled manner. Another symptom is anemia. What is anemia? Anemia is a condition where our blood doesn't have sufficient healthy red blood cell due to destructions of red blood cells. Hemoglobinuria. Hemoglobinuria is the excretion of free hemoglobin pigment in the urine. Some other symptoms are nausea, flu-like illness, shortness of breath, etc. The classical symptoms of malaria is cyclical occurrence of sudden coldness followed by rigor, that is extreme coldness with high temperature leading to fever and sweating that lasts for 4 to 6 hours. These classical symptoms of malaria is one of the symptoms that make the patient easily identify themselves as malaria patient. The fevers occurs every 2 days in case of malaria caused by Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale, while the fevers occurs every 3 days in case of malaria caused by Plasmodium malaria. Plasmodium falciparum infected patients can have recurrent fever every 36 to 48 hours. Children with malaria tend to exhibit an abnormal posturing, a sign indicating severe brain damage. In children, malaria causes widespread anemia during a period of rapid brain development. So this widespread of anemia during the rapid brain development caused direct brain damage in children. Severe malaria is almost exclusively caused by species Plasmodium falciparum infection and usually arises after 6 to 14 days of infection. Consequences of severe malaria, that means the effect of severe malaria include coma and death of a patient if the patient is left untreated. Other symptoms include enlarged spleen. Spleen is a small organ that acts as a blood filter, situated on the upper left of abdomen. So this spleen become bigger in size. Then others are severe headache. Cerebral ischemia means a condition in which a blockage in an artery restricts the delivery of oxygen-rich blood in the brain. Then enlarged liver, the livers also become bigger in size. Then hypoglycemia means low blood sugar. Then passing of bloody urine and renal failures or kidney failures. Chronic malaria. What is chronic malaria? Chronic malaria, is a malaria that lasts for longer period. This chronic malaria is caused by Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale, but not in case of Plasmodium falciparum. The disease, that is malaria, can relapse, means can fall back months or years after exposures, means the patient even after recovering from malaria can still fall back, or can still resuffer again from malaria after a month or a year due to the presence of latent parasite in the liver. What is latent parasite? Those latent parasites are the parasites that are present in the body but inactive. Once they become active again, then they can cause malaria back to the patient. Now let us go to prevention and disease control of malaria. Since malarial parasites are transmitted to our body by female mosquitoes, the control of mosquitoes is a very effective way of reducing the incidence of malaria. Prophylactic drugs, those drugs that can prevent the occurrence of malaria. Mosquito eradications, removal of mosquitoes, and the prevention of mosquitoes bites can prevent the occurrence of malaria. Quinine are used starting in 17th century as a prophylactic drug against malaria, but the development of some more effective drugs like chloroquine and primaquine reduced the use of quinine. Now, but it is still used today to treat in case of chloroquine-resistant Plasmodium falciparum as well as in severe and cerebral stages of malaria, but it is not generally used for prophylaxis. Means quinine is used in treatment of malaria, but it is not used as a drug to prevent the malaria. Mosquito nets help keep mosquitoes away from people, so it greatly reduces the infection and transmission of malaria. Now, most of the mosquito nets that we use today are applied or impregnated with insecticide. So, for maximum effectiveness, the nets should be re-impregnated or reapplied with insecticide after 6 months. So, that's all for today. In the next class, we are going to discuss about another disease, that is tuberculosis. Thanks.